Hello guys, let us complete the remaining part of the contraceptive methods. We had completed only one thing, that is natural methods. In that 3 modes we discussed and also you attempted an assignment. The second thing is chemical contraceptive. So chemical contraceptives. So here we can easily understand that. So chemicals has been using. So what kind of chemicals? Chemicals like foams, greens, jellies, like some Delphin, like an example I can mention here. Delphin. So Delphin is an ointment like thing. They act as spermicides. Spermicide. Side means what? Death. So sperms can easily die in the presence of such chemicals. So when sperms die, then they cannot migrate, they cannot travel towards the place where ovum is existing, so that fertilization can be easily prevented. Remember, in the chemical contraceptive methods, barriers will not be used. Barriers means condoms, femdoms or shields, anything cannot be used, only chemical. The chemicals will be applied in the vagina, nothing but copulatory canal, just before the coitus, so that without any coitus interruptus, even insemination takes place, sperms released into the vagina. Such a sperms number, not 100%, maybe more than 50% of sperms will be died in the vagina. Here one application I would like to tell you that. At the time of fertilization I told you what kind of circumstances a sperm can overcome to reach the ovum that is present in the ampulized suspension, right? The first thing is vaginal secretion, right? Vaginal secretions are acidic. In the acidic vaginal secretions, some amount of sperms will be died. So same application here. So these are acidic chemicals. These chemicals can kill the sperms, so that the sperm number will be decreased. Generally in a coitus, 200 to 300 million of sperms will be there. In that 50% more than will be died because of these chemicals. So chemical contraceptives cannot avoid transmit diseases, sexual transmit diseases. In the couples, any one of the partner have STDs like HIV and all, these chemicals cannot stop. These chemicals can kill only sperms. That's why the chemicals are considered as spermicides. And it is also not 100% suggestible because allergic reactions can be given by such chemicals to according to the sensitivity of the woman. So this is a second contraceptive method in which chemicals only can be used by female. The third one is barrier methods. We are discussing the third important contraceptive method, that is barrier contraceptive methods. First, natural methods, both male and females are involved, whereas in chemical methods only female is involved. In barrier methods, it can be implemented by both male and female. So what exactly the meaning of barrier? It is a physical barrier that prevents the contact, that is a direct contact between penis and vagina. So when penis and vagina do not contact directly, first thing we have to observe that sexual transmitted diseases can be easily avoided. So that STDs, sexually transmitted diseases, can be prevented. And 100% contraceptive. These are so important points. I didn't mention anywhere till the this contraceptive method in natural. I didn't tell you that 100% contraceptive. It is a contraceptive, but we cannot assure that, like chemicals also. But here we can say that 100% contraceptive. Why? Barrier. When there is no direct contact between male and female external genitalia, there is no transmission of STD and there is no releasing of sperms. So let us see what are the barriers can be used in both male and female detail. Barriers used by males and used by females. Condoms, commonly from the Indian government there was launched about the barrier contraceptives to control the population. Generally that is called Nirodh, control. And in female they are called femdoms. Condoms used by females are called femdoms, female condoms. And femshields, warts, cervical cuts and cervical tubes. These all are reusable, but this is not reusable. The common thing is all these are made up of latex or rubber made, so that no side effects. They cannot give side effects, so that no side effects. Here, three things one should understand: 100% contraceptive, no side effects, and they are preventing STDs. All these three, but we cannot say they are ideal. And the male barriers can prevent STDs 100%. Whereas that we cannot say in the female. Why? Because they are reusable. So contraceptives that are belongs to the barrier are two types: male physical barriers and female physical barriers. Male can use condoms. Condom-like structures or femdom-like structures are made up of latex or rubber. The shapes of all these tools you can observe here. So all these structures are references. These all are suggestible to the couple who wants to avoid the pregnancies after marriage, okay, for a couple of months or years. There is no side effect, male and female both can use. But one thing is, as female barriers means barrier contraceptives used by female are reusable, so that little side effects will be there. So that is the reason I said it is not ideal. Then what is ideal? Intrauterine devices, the next contraceptive, is ideal. Let us see why. We are discussing the fourth method, that is intrauterine device contraceptives. Just before we discussed three, let me tell you what are the principles involved in all the three. First one is natural method. The principle involved in the natural method is only timing. Second one is a chemical barrier. The principle involved in the chemical contraceptives is spermicides. They kill sperms so that they avoid the insemination. Means insemination takes place but they cannot travel. Sperms cannot travel. Thirdly, barrier methods. Barrier methods prevent the insemination so that sperms cannot release or contact the vagina. The fourth one, this is IUDs. What is IUD? I stands intra, U stands uterine, D means device. So, intra uterine devices. Devices means what? Tools. So, tools that can be installed or placed inside the female reproductive tract, FRT, female reproductive tract, mainly in vagina and cervix. They can prevent conception, nothing but pregnancy, by three modes. Number one, they reduce the motility of sperms. So remember, chemical barriers can kill the sperms, but they cannot kill the sperms. They reduce the motility of the sperms. Number 2, they helps in thickening of the mucous layer in the female reproductive tract. Inside the vagina and cervix there was a lining which is completely made up of mucus. So these secretions, I will tell you how they will install and what they are going to be released to cause all this. So female reproductive tract inside all the layer becomes mucus. Then what will happen? The mucus reduce the motility. How these intrauterine devices install and will work. Intrauterine devices used by females, they are of two types: medicated and non-medicated. Medicated are copper made, non-medicated are barium sulfate made. This is very important. So some tools which are made up of barium sulfate, they are called Lippi's loop. They are simply called loops. So these loops helps in the woman to prevent pregnancy without any side effect. That's why intrauterine devices are called ideal. There is no side effect, 100% are called preventable pregnancies, and STDs cannot be prevented, even though it is user friendly. User friendly means easily it can install and easily it can uninstall. Whenever user wants, the woman wants to avoid the pregnancy, this she can, and when woman wants the pregnancy, she can easily remove one. Whereas the copper made are different levels. Copper 7, copper T, they are also called copper T, but because they are in T shape. Here in the picture you can easily observe that single one, that is a copper T, which is loaded 7 mg, and also copper 250, 350, 380, 280. So according to the load of milligrams of the copper inside that names has been given. How they works? Let us see. It will be installed in the reproductive tract, nothing but uterus, endometrium. When endometrium disturbed, menstrual cycle also will be disturbed. The place where menstrual cycle changes takes place in the uterus is endometrium. So these tools, these T-shaped tools are installing in the endometrium wall of the uterine. And every day, regularly, that tool which is installed in the uterine will release 0.1 μg of the copper. This copper, the copper secretion helps to thickening the mucus, just before I discussed, and also reduce the motility, and there is 100% prevention will be there, because as these tools are installed in the endometrium, blastocyst cannot be implanted. Where does implantation takes place, tell me? So suppose sperms are skipped, the sperms reach ovum and fertilization also takes place. Zygote, next morula, next blastula, next blastocyst. Where does this blastocyst has to implant? Endometrium. Already in the endometrium these tools are there, so that implantation is also avoided. They reduce the sperm motility by thickening the mucus lining of the female reproductive tract. And if a pregnancy happened, nothing but fertilization happened, implantation cannot be occurred. So that how long these tools are existing inside the female reproductive tract, that much of time female cannot carry the pregnancy. Nothing but implantation fails. So copper 250, 300, so many multi-loads. They are called copper multi-loads. The difference between medicated and non-medicated is while a female, while using all these, any of these, okay, of the medicated, she has to take some capsules, nothing but tablets, some medication, or some course she has to follow, whereas here she never. So barium sulfate made Lippi's loop, user friendly, and no medication required. Medication means what? Taking tablets in the period of using. Clear? So this is how IUDs means intrauterine device contraceptives are become ideal out of all the contraceptive methods compared to the natural, chemical, barrier, and so many are there. Why? Because after fertilization also they can prevent the pregnancy. That is the reason. So till we have learned that models of 4 contraceptives. I hope you understand. The rest of things will be discussed in the next class. Attend the assignment with a clear knowledge. Go through the textbook lines. Thank you.